I'm Brad Newman, Plant Manager at ZF Chassis Systems in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
I'm Russell Dubose. I lead Human Resources at Pfeiffer Incorporated in Tuscaloosa.
Russell and I have something in common, that we've had an opportunity to be industry leaders and on the front end of a process that is really interesting to both of us from the perspective of trying to find qualified candidates to go to work. We all know how difficult that can be now with unemployment rates as low as they are, and on top of that, personally, I've had a strong interest in prison ministry and have had a chance to personally meet these men and really build some relationships and understanding about them beyond what I might have had in the past. So for me, it's an opportunity to offer for these men who need and have deserved another shot to get back out into the community in a way that they can stand on their own 2 feet. And early on, a few of us in industry decided that, and through the Chamber of Commerce with their support, decided we would venture down the path of putting a process in place that got all the stakeholders together and really with one objective. And the objective was to put a filter in place that would allow us as employers to be confident that when these men popped through that filter and it was tight enough, that they would almost automatically become our preferred candidates for open positions. And so that's kind of how it all got started. That was the vision, and now we fast forward. We're still early in the process, but can fast forward to what we've been able to do in a beta site with Pfeiffer and how they're leading that process.
So the participants complete a 2-year curriculum through LifeLink, an LLC here in Alabama. And the first 18 months is a transformation curriculum. We see these attendees basically transform their lives. A character-based curriculum, and once they complete that, they then enroll in a 6-month ready to work, a vocational experience, which includes work keys, ACT testing. Once they complete that program, they become eligible to apply for early release from their sentence with Alabama Sentencing and Parole and become eligible for employment. So as employers and our stakeholders, we've put together supportive services. So when they do leave the prison, they can enter into a full experience that includes employment. So for example, we've trained our first line leaders and some other key personnel in our company to serve as life coaches. And so they'll have someone to lean on when they exit prison and become employed. That can help them with the day-to-day things that we all take for granted. In addition to that, we also create housing, transportation, all those barriers that we've all seen and experienced. We've created programs to tackle those obstacles. And so we've created a tiered approach where we have our prison reentry applicants enter employment into a location, and then after living there for a few months, they'll transition to another location a little further away, but all on public transportation. And then again, after that, they'll transition into their own housing and apartment leases. So we're using a tiered approach with supportive services, connecting all the dots to try to facilitate a strong environment that will allow them to be successful.
Yeah, this has been a very fulfilling process for us. I mean, it does 2 things. One, it really gives a human being a chance to come out and stand on their own 2 feet in a solid manner, where in the past they might not have been able to. So recidivism rate, it varies, but in general around 70%. Our first goal would be to give these people, these men, an opportunity to break that cycle and to be able to stand on their own 2 feet in a very solid way. And then besides that, fit a need that we have, and that is to fill open positions with qualified people. And what we've seen from these guys who've gone through the Ready to Work program and LifeLink, or some of the statistics you want to share with them with their testing.
So this last class, we graduated just about 6 weeks ago, and the students completed the 2-year program, 100% pass rate on the ACT work keys, with all of them scoring higher than a silver on their NCRC certificate. So we're very pleased with their performance. So they meet pretty much all the profiles that ACT he has for employment here in West Alabama. So we're excited about these graduates and what they're going to do for workforce development here in West Alabama.
And I tell you, the other thing that we found, we've got a lot of positive feedback from, is by us volunteering to lead the process from an industry standpoint, we found that it was a real relief for the stakeholders, because in the past there really hasn't been a very solid approach that pulled all of those resources together in a way that industry needs it, and especially now that industry is leading it. The feedback that we're getting from Department of Corrections and others that they haven't seen this level of improvement in the 30 years that they've been involved in it. So we're really excited about it. It's fun.
It is. So after the first of the year, we will visit with our Department of Corrections friends. And we have a lot of new ideas we want to talk to them about how we can expand this program at Bibb County Prison and create more graduates that can meet employer needs here in